All right, guys, we here. Sorry, I'm late. Uh, my son's kept me up all night. But good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. Let me see what else. Today we have me up all night. Goldman Sachs earnings. We got Goldman Sachs earnings. We got BlackRock earnings. We got Powell speaking today. We got the Empire State Manufacturing Index also going live this morning at 8:30. I need to drink some coffee. Where's my coffee at? There it is. Check it out. So BlackRock reported earnings. They posted 1036 versus 995. Expected revenue of 4.81, so lower than expected. I'm assuming BlackRock is probably gapping down on this. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. But I'm assuming they're gapping down a little bit. Yeah. And they don't really gap at all. They don't really move at all in that way. But, revenue is typically a little bit more influential for earnings than EPS, which is earnings per share. But there's BlackRock's numbers. I'm a little bit late. I'm sorry. And again, we do have Powell speaking today. I'm running on no sleep. My son's so much like me. It's ridiculous, bro. If my son knows he has to go to sleep for something, he can't. And so that's what happened last night is my son's going somewhere this morning and he couldn't sleep because of it. So we got this banner here. Let me get some music going. Again, I'm really looking forward to my coffee this morning. We also have Goldman Sachs supposed to drop their earnings at 7:30. So it's 7 right now, roughly a little bit before 7. There's BLK on the right side. You can see their earnings. There's Tesla. Tesla's still at 260. So Tesla, it looks like it rebounded a lot back. Let's see if we got some news here for this, which I'm assuming we do. Here, let me play some music. My portfolio's green, though, which is nice. All right, Tesla offering Model Y rear-wheel drive owners extended range. Here, let me check this out a little bit more. Hold on. Kind of a crazy weekend, huh, for news. I'm not really one to get into political stuff, but what a crazy news week. Again, so Tesla is offering a Model Y rear-wheel drive option for owners with extended range option with $1.6 thousand software update. So Tesla is now offering more miles of range to its Model Y RWD owners, but for more money. Coffee. Yeah, my equities portfolio is green. Bitcoin all the way back up to 62,000. So Bitcoin having a nice little resurgence over the weekend as well. Looks like a little bit this morning, yesterday on Sunday. Bitcoin back up. So that's nice. What's up, Sam? I think the market rips all week. Maybe. Yeah, man. We're back home. Honestly, it's chaos on my household. Like, my mom's living with me because her power's out. So we have her dog, Cindy, which is actually Rosie's sister, her litter mate, Cindy. And Cindy's a sweet dog to humans, but to Rosie, she's like her arch nemesis enemy who she hates. They both hate each other for whatever reason. We think the reason they hate each other is because we have Bruce, right? And Bruce is a beautiful male dog. You know, we made the mistake one day when we were leaving. We were going to Baton Rouge one day, and we brought over Cindy. My mom was watching the house for me because we always have somebody watching the house while we're gone. So my mom was watching the house while we were gone, and we brought over my mom's dog, Cindy. And Cindy wasn't fixed when we brought her over, but Rosie was fixed. So Rosie was fixed. Cindy wasn't fixed. And Bruce, like our male German Shepherd, was not fixed, right? So Cindy and Bruce were both not fixed. Cindy started to go into heat, and Rosie and her got into this huge fight. And ever since then, they've hated each other. Now they're all fixed because, you know, but they still hate each other. Yeah, Powell speaks today at noon. Yeah, so they were sisters. They got along when they were really young. When they were really young puppies, they loved each other, and they played, and they had fun, and they were sisters, right? They're siblings. Ever since we got Bruce, they freaking hate each other, you know? I guess Bruce is like their Fabio, you know? And they freaking hate each other now. Yeah, Tesla's up a lot too. Tesla up to 260s right now. Bitcoin up to 63K. Chewy at 26s. Again, I'm pretty green. My portfolio is nicely green today. Tesla's helping it, sure. Uber also helping it a little bit. I'm in Uber right now. Home Depot also up a ton. We'll take that. Intel, they're green on that one too. Delta Airlines, we bought that one a couple weeks ago. We're still red at Disney. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I want to add to it. I don't know. See, the problem is I don't really keep track of Disney content much. To know, like, I know Disney's have a nice pullback from 123s to 97. This is typically where I buy Disney. You know, like Disney pulling back like this. Here's Disney. This is typically where I like to pull back. This is typically where I like to buy the dip here for it. You know, like this pullback from highs down into the 90s. That's usually where I start buying it all. I start buying Disney here. And so I'm a little bit early in it, but it's 30 shares. I'm in 30 shares at $98. So I'm basically flat. But I think we could also dip a little bit more if I'm not careful. So I should just be a little cautious. Once they fight, it's over, right? Like there's no look. They're arch nemesis now. They're enemies for life now. We've tried to get them to get along. It would be a lot easier on us if they got along. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really mess with those two, Mo. Not really my style of cryptos, brother. Sorry. I've never messed with them. But no, Bruce was always fine. Bruce is actually really protective over Rosie because Bruce is Rosie's friend, you know? So like anytime Cindy comes anywhere near Rosie, Bruce is not scared at all. Like, Bruce is not afraid at all. Bruce will charge Cindy if he needs to charge her. But he doesn't really want to. Like, ironically, Bruce and Cindy get along great. Like, if we could put them in the backyard and they will just hang out and not fight at all. Because Bruce doesn't take anything from Cindy. Cindy will try to be really dominant as a dog and try to get all up in their face and, like, you know. And Bruce just doesn't take it. Like, Bruce will not let her do that. And so Cindy's actually afraid of Bruce a little bit, even though Bruce has never attacked her. But Bruce is big and, like, a male. And so it's an interesting dynamic. Rosie, on the other hand, is a little bit more apprehensive around Cindy, and Cindy can feel it, I think, and read the body language, and, you know. Yeah, there's nothing I can really tell you about XRP or the other ones. Sorry, brother. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to not talk about politics today after the craziness of the weekend yesterday. Yeah, well, my two dogs are actually great dogs. Great with people as well. Like, they're not great with people. If they don't know you, they're not going to let you pet them. But they're sweet dogs, and they're good. They're very good-natured. They never bite anybody, you know, which is the good thing. Like, that's what you want. They never bite anybody. If they don't know you, they're just not going to pet you. Or they're just not going to, they're not going to be nice. Or they're not going to be affectionate with you if they don't know you. But they warm up pretty quick. Like, my dad came and stayed at my house, and within a couple days, Rosie was his best friend. What do you like about Tesla stock? What I like about Tesla stock is Tesla is on the front of FSD. And I think FSD is the future. And so I think if you like FSD, it's probably the future. And I think anybody looking at it objectively understands that the future of driving is full self-driving. Like, eventually cars are going to drive themselves. And Tesla, if they do it right, is going to be on the front of that, and they're going to make money from that. And so that's one of the big reasons I like Tesla. Now, who knows how long that's going to take to really get established, the infrastructure built? Who knows? But yeah. Anyways, there's Tesla pulling back a little bit here. Nvidia up to 130s. Dipped a little bit on Friday, but still at 130s. We'll see if it starts to test 140. We do have a couple earnings plays dropping this morning. So we do have a couple earnings dropping this morning. Specifically, Goldman Sachs is scheduled to drop at 7:30. So in about 25 minutes, we got Goldman Sachs earnings. Still nothing out yet. Now, this week is a pretty, you know, we don't really have anything going on. We got Goldman Sachs earnings this morning. All right. So Robotaxi event is going to be in October. I feel like now they pushed it back to October. Yeah, I mean, I obviously agree with that, too. I think violence is wrong in that way, of course. I think everybody should condemn whoever did it, and, you know, they should be ashamed of themselves, you know. I also don't think it's going to help anything, and I think, you know, it's yeah. I see Tesla more as a client data company, lots of money to be made with massive database of everyone's movements, outlook. Yeah, I mean, I think they have data on everybody, and I think that's one of the most powerful things about Tesla, Sam, is they know everything about everybody. Like anybody that all their drivers, like whoever owns a Tesla, they are just gathering data on them. And data is powerful and monetizable and profitable. And so I think that's a big area where they make money for sure. Do you think Nvidia and Tesla will be a call or put? I'm new to trading, that's why I'm asking. I have no idea. Nobody really knows, Josiah. That's the first thing you got to understand, brother, is that nobody knows what Nvidia or Tesla is going to do today. Like the biggest rookie thing that you can do is say, hey, what is this going to do today? What is that going to do today? Nobody really knows. Like, we might ask people just to see people's sentiments, but nobody really knows. It's just a straight up guess. We're all just guessing here. I hope that makes sense. Like, nobody actually knows what any of these stocks are going to do on any individual, like any zoomed in time frame. Nobody freaking knows. Yeah, so what sucks is like my mom, so I'm trying to track when my mom is going to get, I'm in Houston still, and the Hurricane Beryl just wiped everybody's power out, especially Center Point. Now most people are back up and running, but again, my mom's still stuck without power. It's hard to track when they're going to get power back. They updated a little bit more about it, which is good, but see, did they put out a new map? Ugh. Alright, here we go. Yeah, here's the restoration map. Okay, at least they changed it. Wait, I think my mom got her power back. I think she did. Let's see. Ooh, I think my mom got her power back. Ooh. Ooh, so my mom got her power back. Wow. Okay, cool. Hey, that's great. Yeah. I mean, at least she's living with me right now, so I don't know yet for sure, but it looks like she did. Look at Nvidia spike up to 131, so Nvidia's still moving. We're still waiting for, we do have Goldman dropping earnings this morning. Goldman Sachs, GS. Yeah, we're going to stream Powell today for sure. We also have the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Powell speaking today. Goldman Sachs earnings. We don't really have a data drop outside of the Empire State Manufacturing Index today, so we're going to wait for that to drop at 8:30. At 7:30, we have... I mean, we can cover the Empire State Manufacturing Index. I don't know how much it's going to move markets, but we can try it. Sir, will this upcoming news affect markets? Which news? All right, so we got some Fed members speaking this morning here. If you don't see them, chat. So we do have some Fed members speaking this morning. Specifically, We got Goolsby speaking. He must have spoke yesterday, maybe. So Wall Street Journal's Tim Morose posts on X. He said, quote, based on the June CPI and PPI forecasts who mapped out the PCE expect core prices rose 0.17% in June, which would hold the 12-month rate at 2.6%. All right, so Goolsby, one of the Fed members, says last week's mild June inflation reading makes more confident that price pressures are easing in a way that supports lowering interest rates, according to Wall Street Journal. Yeah, that's the first thing I said when I saw this is one of the first thing I said whenever we saw last week's inflation report, CPI report last week. The first thing I said when we came in low for CPI is that they're probably going to cut rates earlier. Maybe not earlier. They're probably going to cut rates, though. So I'm assuming they're going to cut rates pretty soon. Look at NVIDIA still spiking up here, chat. NVIDIA still spiking. Yeah, my portfolio is still doing pretty good. MU, I'm in MU. I forgot to mention I am holding MU position. CVS position. I'm in CVS Delta. I'm in that too. I'm red on Delta, actually. Or no, Disney. I'm green on Delta. Nice. Okay. I think a lot of these pay dividends too. I'm in Uber. Let me look up how many Divvy paying. How much of these pay dividends? Let's see what I'm holding. I'm in Airbnb. I'm green. Alibaba green. Chewy. I'm green. There's Chewy. Pay dividends. $0. No, Chewy doesn't pay dividends. Does Salesforce? Does CVS pay divvy? CVS has got to pay dividends, right? It's a pharmacy stock. They almost all pay dividends, yeah. All right, so this will pay me. This will pay me August 1st. All right. Paid me out 70 cents a share. Yeah, doesn't Disney pay dividends now too? I think it's pretty small, right? Hold on. Yeah, it's 20 cents. Better than nothing, I guess. All right, T-bill. I'm trying to see how T-bill operates. Yeah, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Right now we're waiting for Goldman Sachs earnings to drop. Goldman Sachs drop earnings pretty soon. All right. SPY is up big today too. We'll try to play that. Yeah, I'm proud of my trading this year. Like based off of the amount of equity that I'm trading with, right? So like I would probably say my portfolio is probably like 15 to 20 grand, right? So we'll call it 15. So if it's a 15 grand portfolio, which is about what it is, right? In terms of like what we earned on this portfolio, like we're up about 20% on the year. So I'll take it. Maybe 25% on the year. Now we'll see if we can continue to make some money on this portfolio. And it's still pretty early. And we've also liquidated a lot of our positions to where our risk right now, at least, is pretty limited. So we got to wait and maybe add more. Yeah, Disney just started doing dividends again. Hey, what's up, Blaze? Yeah, a lot of conspiracy theories showing up after yesterday and the day before. Yeah, look at Nvidia up a lot though this morning. Part of me wants to short now though. We do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index. In 12 minutes, we have Goldman Sachs earnings dropping as well. So Goldman Sachs drops earnings in 12 minutes too. All right, SPY's still heading up. Chewy bouncing back up a little bit as well here. Still waiting for Goldman earnings. I'm going to put GS here. So BLK is already out. GS is dropping soon. You can see they're at 485. I've been hesitant to buy bank stocks this year, though, just because I think, rates being high might negatively impact them. Man, this lady's... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on I'm reading on the internet now. It's kind of, yeah. Any big news? I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on today. Not only do we have all the stuff that happened yesterday politically, but we also have, specifically, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. We got Goldman Sachs earnings. We got Powell speaking at noon today. And so those are the big stories of the day. Tomorrow we have retail sales, but we're waiting on Goldman Sachs earnings that are supposed to be dropping in about 9 minutes or so, about 9 minutes for Goldman Sachs earnings. Yeah, I've been hesitant to buy bank stocks this year just because rates are still high and banks, but again, banks have been flying up. Like Goldman Sachs has been very strong, been breaking lifetime highs with everything else. And so maybe I should have bought bank stocks. Right now, I guess there could be an idea of buying bank stocks now if you think rates are going to go down, but rates have a lagging effect, right? So rates are not immediately going to reflect everywhere. So I guess the point is banks aren't going to immediately do well just because rates are starting to get lowered. Yeah, it's up a bunch, solo. Smaller companies finally getting the same. And again, I'm not really political. I certainly condemn anything that happened there. I think it's horrible, and I think it makes us look bad. And I think people really need to separate their emotions from everything. I dislike both sides politically, I dislike both sides. But I don't think acting yeah, I'm not gonna go too in depth. I just think people need to calm their emotions a little bit and just calm down. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that stock, Jonathan. Let me see. Never heard of it. It's down a lot. Looks horrible as a company, whatever this is. Looks terrible. It's down from at the beginning of, yeah. So MAXN was at $30 a share at the 52 weeks ago. It's now at 23 cents a share. It looks horrible as a company. Yeah, I just try not to get emotionally wrapped up in politics. Like, I understand both sides. I dislike both sides pretty evenly, and I don't hate anybody, and I think people hate both sides, and I think that's the wrong mentality. I think you got to understand each side's job is to get you to hate the other one, and I don't know if that's necessarily healthy, hating either side. I think you got to just understand they're just politicians, man. That's what they do. You got to understand where each side's trying to pull you in, and I just avoid it. Bitcoin miners are looking nice. Yeah, I see Bitcoin up a lot today. So Bitcoin bouncing back, Bitcoin back up to 63K. That looks great. We'll see if it holds. Miners are doing better. Coinbase stock is up today, 227. Coinbase stock has had a crazy resurgence. Yeah. No, I think so as well, Zach. I think they want to divide the people, and I think regardless of which way you side, like, just try not to let them divide everybody on each side, like, regardless of how you feel about anything, you shouldn't hate anybody, and you should understand the game of politics, which is what it is. It's a game, and so just stay objective, Anyways, Walgreens. So yeah, I exited my Walgreens trade. That was one of those swing trades that I got impatient of and just cut not too long ago. It dropped all the way down to 1060, so it might have been the right move to sell. I'm not really interested in buying it back. The problem with Walgreens, it's been downtrending for almost a decade. It's been downtrending since 2015. So in 2015, Walgreens was at $97 a share. It's now at 11.50s. And so for me, Walgreens is just down too much, and trying to pick the bottom there is just too risky. Yeah, I don't really recommend buying anything. I don't know, Sam. I'm not really trying to give you stock picks or anything like that. It's just not really what I do here. GameStop back up to 26 this year. Hit 27s on Friday almost. So GameStop looks good. We'll see if it continues. SPY up a lot today as well. NVIDIA moving. Again, let's get ready for Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is about to drop. Okay, Goldman Sachs actually just dropped. It came in at 862 versus 834 estimates. 12.7 billion versus 12.46. So better than expected on both fronts for Goldman Sachs. Here it is right here. There's Goldman Sachs numbers. Hasn't really reacted at all from this. But Goldman Sachs is up. On earnings, good earnings. Pepsi, I don't hate Pepsi as a company. It's down on the year too. This is mostly from the weight loss drugs, Ozempic, and other stuff like that, negatively impacting, soda products. But I don't hate it, to be honest. Does it pay a dividend? Does Pepsi pay a divvy? A divvy? Let me see. It does. $1.36 a quarter. That's pretty solid. $1.36 a quarter is really not that bad. It's almost 1% a quarter, 4% a year in dividend payments. I'll buy some. I think Pepsi. I'm always usually hesitant to. Yeah, we'll buy 25 shares. See what happens. I'm always kind of hesitant to. Wait, doesn't Pepsi have earnings? Maybe I should wait on this position. Hold on. Pepsi drops earnings. October. Okay, good. Good. So Pepsi, I think, is already out with their earnings, right? Yeah. So Pepsi already reported earnings last week. So yeah, now's the time I'm buying them, I think. So I'm buying Pepsi around the lows. It's already bouncing back strong, though, but we'll buy it right here. Maybe I should have bought it last week, but that's okay. All right, so Nike down 20%. Yeah. Nike is down a bunch. Again, I'm kind of adding to Nike a little bit too. I've been kind of slowly adding to it. Not a huge position. Like, we got 60 shares, but 60 shares isn't a small position either. We just added a little bit more to it too. How much is 60 shares? Let's see. 60 times 70. Yeah, it's about a $5,000 position. It's really not that bad. We'll add a little bit more. Trying to average in. My average on Nike is about 76, 78. Is there news? Yeah, there's news today. I'm not telling anybody to buy anything. I'm not an investment professional. Nothing here should be taken as financial advice. We're not investment professionals here, not liable. If you lose, always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly, chat. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Do not copy me. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Don't sue me. It's not going to work. Yeah, Taiwan Semiconductors, TSM. I heard some really good things about them, but they're up so much as well. I'm a little hesitant. Everything's up so much, I'm hesitant to buy. You know, the only thing I'm willing to buy right now is things that are down big, like blue chips that are down heavy. I bought MU last week too. I'm in Intel still, but we've already scaled out of most of it. All right. Okay, here's a question. Okay, and again, somebody that knows T-bill, there's Goldman Sachs moving a little bit. Here's a question though. All right, for somebody that knows TBIL, right? So T-bill paid a dividend of 22 cents per share on July 2nd to shareholders who owned it before July 1st. I don't understand this. So does this mean that I could basically just buy up T-bill the day before it drops a divvy, earn the divvy, and then sell it and not have to sit on it? Is that correct? Yeah, so it looks like it pays it. Sorry, guys. I don't know if we're back. My internet was acting crazy. Are we back? You guys still here? Can y'all hear me? I put on my Wi-Fi. I don't know why yeah, we're back. Okay, I don't know what was going on with my internet just now. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Everything good? Yes, can hear. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with it there. It was weird. I had to put on my Wi-Fi. All right, we're here. All right, cool. But yeah, so now we do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index today. I think so, but you miss out on the appreciation of the underlying moving forward. TBO itself goes up slowly, I think, right? No, it goes down, right? Which is exactly my point, Blaze. So, like, if you look at T-bill over time here, right? So Tesla up big again, but here's T-bill, right? If you look at it over a long term, it goes down over time, slightly goes down. Or no, wait, yeah. So it pays 22 cents a share. Yeah, so it'll pay me about $300 in interest dividend monthly for holding on to it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my Wi-Fi. Let's see if it shouldn't disconnect it too bad. Like, we should be steady here. There we go. So yeah, I went and disconnected my Wi-Fi. We good? Can y'all hear me? You should be able to hear me. Taiwan Semiconductors earnings on Thursday. Yeah, it's earnings season. I'm excited for it, man. It's time. Earnings season is back up and running. We're gonna be working a lot, which sucks, but it's also fun. Lucid back up a little bit. I don't trust Lucid as a company either, though. I just don't trust it as an EV brand. It's up a lot, but I don't trust it. Yeah, I don't like any of those phone companies, though, Coin. Like, I know they pay high dividends. I just don't like those companies, unfortunately. I'm just not really into those companies. I think they're sketchy. Yeah, so Powell, Powell speaks. Powell speaks at noon today, Pacific time. Noon. Did you see Rivian beefing Tesla about the Cybertruck? No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm not really. I haven't been watching that. It looks like my mom got power back though, so I'm happy for her. Yeah, this hurricane took our whole fence out in the backyard, so my dogs haven't been able to really be outside. Yeah, Lucid's up, though. I see Lucid bouncing. What's up with Discord? This is how my weekly T-bill chart looks like. Well, that's probably the weekly chart, though, right? So, or no, you mean a weekly. Well, it depends if you're looking at it on a week. Like, depends on what kind of weekly chart, daily, weekly, monthly. It depends on if you're looking at it. Like, so if you're looking at T-bill over the last 7 days, it's gonna be green. You know, so like if I look at it, it's gonna be up over the last 7 days, kind of like this. You know, but long term, it looks like this, right? Which so, and this has to do with the price of Treasury bonds. You know, so this has to do with the price of Treasury bonds. Yeah. So. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs is still consolidating here. We're still watching this. Yeah, and again, we got Wall Street Journal's Tim Morose say, quote, based on the June CPI and PPI forecasters who map out PCE expect core prices rose 0.17% in June, which would hold the 12-month interest rate at 12-month rate at 12.6%. You can see that here. Goldman Sachs did release earnings that are out. We can look at the SPY. The SPY, again, actually pretty green today. Very strong chart. We're up a little bit too much for me, though, I think, here. Like, I'm not really in love with buying things up here. Things are too high. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, it's very strange. Nah, we already got it. So I do privacy fencing, bro. I live 40 miles west of KD. Yeah, I mean, all good, Jordan. We already got somebody. We already got a quote and everything, so appreciate it. And no offense to you guys at home. It's nothing against you specifically, Jordan. I just people on the internet, like in the past, have been very weird. So like I meet people online. They want to know me in real life, and then they just get kind of off. And so, yeah, one thing I've learned is I just kind of avoid that if I can. No offense to you guys. Online bit friends are best left online, 100%. Yeah, and it's nothing against Jordan. I'm sure Jordan, you're probably pretty normal, dude. It's just like, you know, yeah. Most people are just strange, you know. Like what you learn is like people build up a lot of like, I'm not gonna say jealousy, but like insecurity, resentfulness. You know, people are strange, man. Yeah, I remember I told this one guy one time that I knew in real life, right? I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this forever. I was like, being on YouTube's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult. It's not fun. Like, haters get obsessive and weird, and it's just sometimes it's just not a fun job. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever sell this business. I even told him, I was like, I don't know if I'll sell this business one day or what that might look like, but I know I'm not going to do it forever, you know? And then very quickly, immediately afterwards, right, within a couple weeks of me telling him that, I started getting bots sent to my YouTube channel praising him, saying, hey, this guy's the greatest ever. You should make him co-host. John's terrible. We hate John. You should make this guy co-host. And I'm sitting there like, dude, you manipulative little jerk, bro. Like, how crazy are you, dude? Again, like, I would never listen. I love this job. Like I really do. Like, I might vent and be like, YouTube sucks sometimes. But I genuinely love sitting here talking about the stock market. Like, I could sit here for a few hours every day, talk about the stock market, make more than most people do working 8 hours, and genuinely enjoy my job a lot of the time, right? And that's a beautiful thing. I honestly, I love, even if I didn't live stream, I would still probably sit here and look up the markets and look up market news and trade and invest and sit here and do the exact same thing I'm doing now, even if I wasn't live streaming it, And so, yeah. John, what do you think about a freeze drying business? Do you see potential in it? I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. A freeze drying business. You got to explain it a little bit more. I don't really understand. Do you mean like freeze dried fruits? Like, do you mean like freeze-dried fruits? I know some people that have those type of businesses. I think they can be good, but it's hard to scale, right? It's hard to really scale that higher and higher and higher. Palantir's still doing really well. I added to Palantir some last week, and it looks like it was the right move. Definitely a market for that on YouTube. Yeah, I think his logic was that if he could act that way, maybe he could be co-host and I would give him the channel, or some crazy idea that would have never worked, He was a little bit older. I would say he was probably like 50 years old, right? And so I think his mistake is that he didn't realize how obvious it was that it was him, and he thought that, like, I would just be oblivious to the fact that it was him. It's literally, as soon as I saw that, I distanced myself, just strange people, man. Mobile solar power detailing business. I mean, there's a lot of good business ideas here, right? But there's different levels to business. Is that, like, the big thing that people have to understand? There's different levels. There really are. There's just different levels. What I mean by different levels is that, when you first start a business, you usually monetize what you're good at. Right? So if you're good at detailing cars, you monetize that. If you're good at washing windows, you monetize that. If you're good at cleaning houses, you monetize that, right? So that's the first stage. Then eventually, you start to grow and you want to scale it, right? And so a lot of businesses that are really good at, like, starting out, where you can initially start it out and make good money, they're not as scalable. It's harder to scale. Like, when you want to start earning more money from it, it's harder to scale larger and larger and larger. And so that's usually when people start selling, like, products, I would say, right? Like, again, people start selling products because products are scalable. You can scale a product large, very heavy amount, as long as it's the right product. It depends, but it has to be the right product. Yeah, snow cones, right? Snowballs is what we call them in Louisiana. But yeah, great little side business, Yeah, sure. Selling free dries edibles. Learn a trade and you never have to worry. Yeah, trades are good to learn. I agree. All right, so we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. We're going to get ready to cover that. 8:30. Yes, we already got these earnings out. All right, so we do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index at 8:30, dropping in about 40 minutes here, chat. 40 minutes. Goldman Sachs actually starting to react kind of negatively to this at 475. All right, so did Apex get their site back up? So I know they did some updates over the weekend, right? So I see so did they change the DCA rule or anything? Yeah, so there's a So I know they did a complete rebranding over the weekend for Apex. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to see the rules for the PA account. Is Trade of 8 down? Let me try it. What's wrong with? Let me try micros first. MNQU4. There we go. I'm gonna try micros here. Yeah, mine's not working either. Is Trade of 8 down? I think so. At least mine is down. Weird. Anybody else having problems with Trade of 8? All right, the Empire State Manufacturing Index drops at 8:30 today, guys. Goldman Sachs is still down. We're going to get ready to day trade here. That's what we're trying to get set up. Rhythmic seems to be working fine. Yeah, Rhythmic seems okay. accounts. 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah, so we're gonna wait and try to get Tradebait back up. Yeah, orders aren't going through. Yeah. Yeah, so Apex might be down currently. Let me ask my Connect. Yeah, does anybody know? I know they were doing some type of thing. I know they were down over the weekend. I got an email from them that said this, right? So I did get an email from Apex that said, which is good. I think them getting their stuff together is good. I think it's time, you know, that they fixed it. I think they just grew so fast that. All right. So again, Apex said, this is what they said. They said, quote, "Please be advised, in order to bring you the best possible experience following the close of markets this evening, which was Friday, we will be preparing for big upgrades in the near future that will improve performance, stability, and user experiences. Work is expected to begin at 6 o'clock Eastern, and during this time, all Apex systems will be offline. We will do our best to have the systems back up and running as soon as possible. This is the first step in a much broader plan to vastly improve our user experience. We have some heavy lifting to do over the coming months, and tonight the first phase begins. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend." So yeah, that's probably what this is. They're probably down because they're updating and fixing stuff, which is good. Look, which is good. I think they should. But yeah, we got a couple different accounts with them. Looks like most of them are down if I try to use them. So good, you know. Yeah, their Discord is down too. Apex posted on their site about it. What site? Let me see. I see they kind of do their updated site. Their site looks good. All right, so yeah, they said thank you for bearing with us through the weekend while we updated our system. There are a few minor things we are still working on, but Apex. There has been a reported issue with Tradevate in regards to market data, and we have determined that it will be in the best interest of our customers to flatten existing positions and halt trading while Tradevate works to resolve the issue. So yeah, this says Tradevate. We have turned off the purchases of new Tradevate accounts. This is not due to our weekend activities. We are working closely with Tradevate to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Yeah, so that's what this is. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we should be good. Let me... Yeah, so you can still buy Rhythmic accounts, and Tradevate is turned off for now, is what it looks like this is. Yeah, so we should be fine. Yeah, so I'm still looking at Chewy. There's Chewy. Yeah, so trade of 8 overall is down, but it'll get back up pretty soon. We're going to get ready to maybe day trade here. I might buy this dip on the SPY. Just a little bit. Buy a small little dip here. We're going to cut it. 50 shares, 100 shares, 150, 200. Maybe add 250. We'll see. Maybe we'll add 250. Again, we'll see what happens. So only trade of it is down right now. I declare bankruptcy. Yeah, my family's an Office family. We love The Office. Office is probably... I hated The Office when I first started watching it. You know, I thought it was dry. It was stupid. I didn't really understand the premise. I didn't understand why they were looking at the camera and talking to the camera. Once you start to understand the premise of it, though, it gets better, right? So, like, Carol loves The Office and, like, has basically made it our family's comfort show. Like, every night when we're going to sleep, we watch The Office. My daughter loves it. My son loves it. Now I love it, too. As much as I hate to admit it, The Office is great. One of the best comedy shows of all time, I think. You just got to understand it. Like, it takes a little bit of time to understand what's going on. But once you do, it's really funny. Once you understand the characters, it's funny. Jerome Powell is doing a speech today. Powell was doing a speech specifically today on, what is today, the 15th? He is doing a discussion with David Rubenstein, chairman of the Economic Club of Washington. All right, I'm going to buy one more position here, and then we're going to get ready to cut this. We got the 200 EMA right here. See if we bounce. We're right at the 200 EMA. I could add some more. I just don't know if I want to. It depends on what NVIDIA does right here, too. I think NVIDIA is going to be influencing this a good bit. But yeah, so again, Powell speaking today at noon, basically, with the Economic Club of Washington, with a conversation about, it's going to be about economics today. So today they're going to talk about economics. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this. There we go. All right, so we're out. We lost 80 bucks here. Not the best trade. Not my happiest trade, but we'll be all right. You know, Nvidia's still doing good. We're basically flat on the day too. It could have been worse. You know, and it is earnings season here, chat. So we do have a lot of stuff going on this week, to be honest. So we have tomorrow we got a couple stuff, or no, this afternoon we got a couple things. Nothing really big, I would say. But tomorrow morning, big stuff dropping. So tomorrow morning, not only do we have retail sales data, but we have Bank of America, United Health, Progressive, Morgan Stanley, Schwab, State Street, PNC Financial, Mercantile Bank, and some other ones tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, we have much more bank earnings dropping. And we also have retail sales dropping later. So tomorrow at 8:30, we got retail sales. That's a pretty big report that's going to be relevant. And so again, today we got Powell. Tomorrow we have a lot of earnings. John, so I'm going to do a freeze drying superfoods business and a snack food drinks vending machine business and offer the dorms in my city and make a deal to lower costs to get free stuff and give some percentage to them. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the market very well, BS. What I will say though is that you just want to be careful. Like, you got to make sure there's enough. Like, okay, and again, I'm not saying this is true for your business, right? I really don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know, right? So I'm not saying this is true for your business. I really don't know. The mistake a lot of people make when they start a business, it's very simple. The mistake most people make is that they start a business and they don't have enough customers interested in their stuff, right? Like their customer base is simply way too small. Like you see this with people starting up businesses. Like you'll see people start up like cupcake. The best example is like a cupcake business. Somebody will start up a cupcake business, right? But they're starting it. Number one, location is freaking everything with a business like that. With a retail business, location is everything. And so a lot of the time they go to like a cheap location because they're trying to save money, and they just never get anybody there. Nobody ever shows up. Nobody ever wants to buy their stuff, and their business ultimately fails. And so a lot of people just want to, quote, start a business, right? But they don't actually have the interest needed to start the business, you know? So maybe they're opening up like a restaurant. Restaurants are very tough. Maybe they're opening up like a dessert place. Again, can be very, very difficult. Maybe they're opening up some random thing that nobody really needs or wants, right? But they just want to start a business. It's their dream to start a business, and they end up opening the business, and the business fails, and they don't understand it. And, you know, you see this a lot. Like, you see this with, like, haircut businesses as well here. Like, I see a lot of barbershops opening up that just don't have enough people interested in them. And so I think it's really important when you start any business, especially a retail business, which you're not really retail, that you have enough interest from people, right? You got enough people that actually want to do it. And again, you can't skimp out on location. Like, location is everything with a business like that. We look like we bounced back. I should have maybe stayed in it. But anyways, with freeze-dried foods, the problem that I would say is that people already get very cheap freeze-dried foods, right? People already get very cheap freeze-dried fruits. Right, like freeze-dried foods are very easy to find at that Costco or Target or Walmart or wherever, right? You can get them for very cheap. Buy them in bulk, get them for very, very cheap, right? And so in that regard, like having a vending machine that sells freeze-dried foods, you know, I don't know how many people are going to actually be interested in something like that. You know, you might have what you learn very quickly is like people are not the most health conscious, like. You know, everybody. So having something like freeze-dried foods, it just seems like something. Number one, freeze-dried foods are very cheap. They're very cheap. And so that's the first thing. The margins can't be great, I would assume. Right. The second thing is having a vending machine. People are usually going to go for the less healthy option. My point is, I don't know how much people are going to pick freeze-dried fruits as what they want from a vending machine. But again, I might be wrong, and you probably know the market better than I do, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope you make money, you know. I would just be careful. All right. Is clothing business easier? Clothing businesses are difficult as well. The saturation in clothing businesses are the problem, though. So, like, you might start wanting to get lucky, but saturation is out there. Like there's a lot of saturation in those businesses. Basically everybody wants to start their own clothing brand, you know, but not everybody does, and it successfully accomplishes it, you know. Yeah, I jumped in the SPY and then got stopped out, basically. I should have held it too. It looked like it would have worked. Nvidia did bounce there, so I just it broke down under my level a little bit. It's all right. Again, we're basically flat on the day right now. It could be worse. MU has been pulling back some too. Part of me wants to buy MU as well. The only thing I worry about is that MU is going to go with Nvidia. If Nvidia turns, MU might go with it. I don't know. Anyways, we got 23 minutes until the Empire State Manufacturing Index drops. Chat. 23 minutes. I'll put a timer up. I don't know how much this is going to influence things either, so I'd be very careful, but we'll put a timer up regardless. All right. Empire State Manufacturing Index dropping. SPY did bounce all the way back, though. I don't know. List some business ideas, Chad. You guys have any business ideas? What are some good ones? Yeah. What are some good businesses to start? I don't know. Again, I'm very critical on businesses because I think businesses are hard to start. And having a good business, I think a lot of people just want to start a business, but you got to make sure it's viable. Hmm. All right, guys. All right, guys. We got 20 minutes. Let me look at everybody's business ideas. Thanks, bro. I get what you're saying. I got tons of ideas, though, like offering a service to people and farmers to freeze dry their foods through me. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Again, you just got to make sure enough people are interested in it. You know, like here's an example, right? Like people that start a YouTube channel, right? A lot of people's mistake when they start a YouTube channel is they start a YouTube channel based off of a very obscure idea, right? Like just because you're passionate about something does not mean they have enough people that are also passionate about it to build businesses around. You know, is the first thing you got to think of, right? And this is just stuff that I learned. And again, I'm just trying to help. I'm not trying to shoot down your business ideas or anything like that. I'm just trying to help. I think, but sometimes you see, like a good example of this is jujitsu content, right? Like I'm a big jujitsu person. I love Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I train it, you know, I'm just a white belt, but in jiu-jitsu it takes years to become a blue belt. So like, but point is, it's something I'm super interested in. I watch videos about it all the time. There's a lot of good content about it, but starting up a YouTube channel solely based around jiu-jitsu, a lot of the time, like there's a lot of businesses around that fail. Why? Because the niche of jiu-jitsu is not the most monetizable thing, right? Like the only people that really do well starting YouTube channels based around it are people that have their own gym, and so creating videos about jiu-jitsu helps build their gym up, right? But outside of that, it's kind of a waste of time to put out jiu-jitsu content unless you specifically have your own gym, right? Because it's just not a big enough niche of interest. And so you just got to make sure you got enough people that are interested in that, in something like that. You know, business wise, you got to make sure you got enough people that want that business, that need that business, and that it's scalable. Because you might be able to make a couple $100 from a month from that, but can you scale it is the real question. And again, that's a big if. Yeah. Can't get Quantower working. I would try to update it. Or wait, you said even after update. What is it saying for you? Let me try. Let me try mine. Here, hold on. So here's the E-mini. I'm gonna put the micro up. All right, so here's the micro. I'm just gonna short a little piece. Yeah, mine seems to work fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it, little baby profit. But yeah, mine seems to be working okay. Yeah, the freeze dried. You know, I'm not trying to discourage anybody. I don't want to discourage people. You know, I just want to make sure people don't burn money. And over time, you learn you got to start businesses that scale. And so making a couple $100 a week is great, but eventually you're going to want more than that, and you got to make sure your business can handle that. Pot shop. What do you mean pot shop? Do you mean like flower pots, or do you mean the other pot? Yeah, I know I had to update mine. Mine was giving me. Yeah, Kareen seems like a troll if she means the other pot. And she probably is. Why do you like playing earnings? I mean, I don't necessarily like playing earnings. I cover earnings because earnings are a big part of the stock market, and I think I'm looking for deep extension in a lot of different areas, and earnings give me that sometimes. Like sometimes stocks will have good earnings and drop 20%. I usually there to buy it up if it's a healthy company long term. Yeah, I should have held this position. I would have made money. I was actually correct in the direction too. I'm still kind of bummed about it, but it's all right. Let's see if we get anything good. All right. Overreactions. Yeah. There's usually some good plays to make. Yeah, so we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index dropping in about 15 minutes. Look at Nvidia's spike, though. Nvidia's spike, and again, Tesla's the other interesting one as well. Look at Tesla up to 259s here. So Tesla's going. Again, we do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Goldman Sachs reported their earnings. We got Jerome Powell later on this morning. All right. Here we got the Empire State Index. I'm kind of playing with the trade on the other end too. We'll see if this works. People are saying that everyone Nvidia, which I don't know why. It's a healthy company and primed to move up more. I mean, Nvidia is the biggest chip maker in the world. So, I mean, that's why they're strong. Where would you recommend someone start to learn stocks, or where would you start? I would start online for free, mostly. Alright, so yeah, I would start online and just look available for free content. I would understand, number one, if you're getting started in stocks, the first thing is do not buy a course. Like, you're gonna have all these people try to sell you on day trading as some get rich quick scheme, and all you gotta do is buy their course and you'll somehow be ready to turn $5,000 into $100K in 6 weeks if you just learn their system. It's total nonsense, total BS, total crap. Like, they're just trying to sell you a dream. And most content is available for free. Like, you don't have to pay expensive amounts of money for any type of content. Everything you find in those expensive courses is available for free on the internet somewhere. So you don't need to pay for it, like super expensive courses. And I would just learn slowly and trade small. And don't rush it. Don't try to get rich quick. And just take it slow is what I would do. No penny stocks. I would avoid penny stocks and options in the beginning and just trade blue chips, investing, either swing trading, investing, or day trading, just blue chips, and just trade small. You're almost certainly going to lose money if you're trying to day trade at the beginning. Almost all day traders do. And so you're probably going to lose money, and that's okay. And just keep it light, you know. Yeah, paper trade. All right, guys, we got 11 minutes into Empire State Manufacturing Index. Yeah, we made a little bit of money shorting the QQQ. We're in a short position on the Q. We've already taken some off here, so we're gonna sit on the rest. See if we can break down some more. All right, guys. So let's check out everything else. Yeah, just a weird time yesterday. All right, so news trading is kind of unpredictable. Yeah, I would avoid trading news in general, to be honest. I would avoid trading news completely. It depends on what kind of news trading, though. It really depends. Like, I don't mind, like, it just takes a little bit more of a system to trade it. Like, I like trading news. I like trading choppiness ahead of news releases, you know? But everything else is just risky. I would just be careful. All right, guys. We got 8 minutes left until the Empire State Index. Yeah, if you really want a guaranteed way to make money, you just dollar cost average long term into blue chips. You'll almost certain to make money. Just hold and buy. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't invest in any obscure cryptocurrency milkshake. Milkshake's talking about Toby, but I wouldn't invest in any cryptocurrency. It's almost certain to fail. Not fail, but it's almost certain to you're almost certain to lose money. Like most, even if we look at Toby, yeah, like the crypto you're talking about, milkshake looks like this, brother. So because of that, I'm gonna, like, this is a yearly chart on the cryptocurrency you just mentioned. That is the yearly chart. And so because of that, I'm going to delete your post altogether, because you're basically saying people should buy a horrible cryptocurrency. Yeah, I mean, there's a bad chart. That is the last year of this cryptocurrency. Yeah, just not a good crypto at all. I would just be very smart and careful and avoid stuff like that. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I understand you might like or dislike different cryptocurrencies. It's all good. But if for new traders, again, I would avoid stuff like this and go with more sure things, which are like, if you're going to invest in crypto, Apple, or no, I'm sorry. If you're going to invest in crypto, I would go with Bitcoin, ETH. If you're going to invest in stocks, I would go to blue chips, investing in Apple, Amazon, Walmart, Target, like whatever you like there. In blue chips, yeah. Chainlink's been around for a long time. I don't know if if it's good or not. Really, I'm not really a big investor in Chainlink. I remember Chainlink, but it's been a couple of years since I've seen it. Also, we're gonna throw it in sub only mode. So if you haven't already, hit the sub button. Chainlink looks good today. It looks good on the year too. I mean, Chainlink seems okay. A little volatile for sure though. But of course, I'm not telling you to buy anything. Not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose. All right, guys. So again, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index dropping in about 5 minutes here. 5 minutes. Remember, guys. Powell speaks later on today. Empire State Manufacturing Index. Expectations are minus 5.5, negative 5.5. If you don't know what this is, it measures the business conditions in the state of New York. Above 0 indicates improving. Below 0 indicates worsening conditions. And so this is expecting a slight worsening in conditions at minus 5.5. So in terms of like economic growth and manufacturing, this will be somewhat relevant. Again, expectations are minus 5.5. And so we'll see what that shows up as. Just be careful. Again, we'll see what they show up. Will today's speech affect the E-mini and the S&P? Probably. I mean, to a certain extent. He's talking about the economy, so that's all, you know. I'm sure it's going to have some influence. How much? We don't know. But I'm sure it's going to be some influence. All right, guys. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. What move is expected for the dollar index? Nobody knows what's going to happen with the Dixie. Nobody knows. Yeah, might as well just guess here. Nobody really knows what the Dixie's going to do. Dollar index generally moves inversely to equities. So if equities move up, dollar index moves down, and vice versa is usually what happens. Yeah, crazy weekend for sure. All the stuff that happened. They're definitely very strange. And again, if you haven't already, check out Apex. Apex is a funded account program in futures. If you do want to day trade, again, and they're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased because they pay me money. But if you do want to day trade, Apex is one of the better options. What they do is they give you a demo first, and they test your skill with a demo account in futures. And in the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, gold. Very similar to day trading stocks. Patterns are very similar. There's just no PDT rule, right? So it gets you around the PDT rule. And again, what they do is they give you a demo. The base one's 25K. They give you a 25K demo. If you can make 1,500 without losing 1,500 and following their rules, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. And so it's similar to putting the money up yourself once you're funded. You get a 90% split, so you're keeping 90% of your profit if you follow their rules. It also comes with real-time data, and if you were going to pay for this data in a demo account yourself, it's going to cost less, or it's going to cost about the same as this account. Like this account costs $35 a month roughly to try this out. And again, if you pass it, you get 25K in funding with a 90% split. If you fail it, you're only out $35. So it's not the end of the world. You can also get the 150, 250, and 300K one for the same price, about $35, where you get 150K, 250K, 300K in funding, 90% split. And again, Apex is one of the most legit. They've paid out over $230 million to their traders. They fund thousands of traders. Great way to learn how to day trade. Good middle ground where you still have some pressure. You're still risking something, but not the full extent of risking. And most traders lose thousands when they first get started. So it's a great way to kind of hedge against that. And if you want to check them out, they are a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. So, of course, I'm biased because of it. If you want to check them out, here's the link. Yeah, Trade-Evate purchases are down right now. You got to use Rhythmic if you're going to use them. But understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, all that good stuff. Understand all that stuff. I do trade off stream. Trade-Evate, the problem is universally. It's not just with Apex, though. It's just a Trade-Evate problem in general. All right, guys, we got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Ninja Trader is a software platform. Powell speaks at 12 today. All right, guys, here we go. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. We got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Expectations are minus 5.5. Chat, minus 5.5. Also, if you want the max discount on Apex, you got to use my coupon code BT. We'll get you the... BT will get you the max discount. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Minus 5.5 is what they're expecting here. Minus 5.5. Here we go. Here's the report right now. Let's see what they show up as. Let's watch the market, see if it moves too. All right, and there's the report. Minus 6.6, lower than expected. Minus 6.6 versus minus 5.5 expected. So the New York Empire State Manufacturing Index, again, came in at minus 6.6 versus minus 5.5 expected. So a little bit more negative than expected here. Again, minus 6.6. Some people show minus 7. I showed minus 5. There we go. AMC actually starting to move up. Yeah, we didn't really move much from this. I'm sure Powell is going to influence things a lot more. GameStop back up to $26 a share. Do you think the QQQ continue to correct with what? Overextended big tech? Oh, with how extended big tech has gotten. I don't know, man. It's really tough to tell, to be honest. All right, we're going to get out of our short on the Q. We made a little bit of money. It's tough to tell. It really is hard to tell. I think it depends, right? I think what we might see, I think it's going to depend on what economic data shows up as. I think NVIDIA is the one to see. I think we've been breaking highs for a long time, and I'm skeptical of everything too, because I think we've gone up so much for so long that I'm skeptical about us continuing to go up. So I'm nervous about us going up. I don't know what we're going to get, and I would just be careful. I don't think it's easy to pick tops, though. I think a lot of people tried to pick the top on NVIDIA at like 400, 500 bucks pre-split, you know, so like 40, 50 bucks post-split, and they got destroyed trying to short the top. And I think that's a very silly thing. And so I think the logic you have to have here, chat, is not try to short. I think rookie traders try to short the top of blue chips, of the healthiest companies in the world. I think that's a very rookie trader type of thing. And again, I'm not trying to knock you, like your trading strategy or system, but I think trying to pick the top on the healthiest, successful companies is a very risky thing. That is just, the risk is too high for me. I think it's much better to just slow down buying ahead of those tops, like limit buying instead of trying to pick the tops and shorting. Just slow your buying down a little bit as we get higher and higher. It makes a lot more sense. But who knows? You know, NVIDIA has been very strong, had a lot of momentum. It depends on what economic data shows up as. Depends on what Powell says, what rate cut expectations are like. There's a lot of ifs here in terms of market slowing down. Is it possible we could keep seeing this until the first rate cut? Yeah, sure. It certainly is possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, you know, I think, to be honest, I think this earnings season is going to show us a lot, right? So, like, I would argue this earnings season might influence the momentum. And so I would be careful ahead of this earnings season. I would be very watchful over this earnings season. I think if we do have big corrections, big pullbacks, if we do get a bear market starting here, and a bear market is, I think we're going to start to see one, at least for a couple months, right? I think we need it. I think we need to pull back. Like, I think it's time for the bear market. I think if we're going to start to see one, I think it's going to be during earnings season or around earnings season. You know, maybe earnings season, maybe rate cuts. I'm pretty sure the market's not going to react super favorably to rate cuts, and so I don't know. It depends. A lot of big ifs here, I guess. And earnings season is essentially upon us, so I would just be careful. I'm not telling you to sell or buy anything. I genuinely don't know what you should do. Yeah, I would just be careful. I genuinely don't know what you should do. I would just be really hesitant and smart. I'm pretty sure my mom got her power back. Looks like almost everybody got their power back. Nice. Wait. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom got her power back. Good for her, man. Yeah. Yeah, the Russell I think has been doing really well. What's the Russell? It's is it RTY? Or... Yeah, it's RTY. So the Russell has been doing really, really well. And understandably so. I mean, I might buy a little bit of the Russell. I guess there is a time to buy the Russell, and it's probably when... I don't know. I'm just going to wait. Hey. Hey, so it's saying my mom got her power back. Here, I'd be careful walking around here. It's saying my mom got her power back. You know. Yeah, Trade of 8 is down for yeah, Trade of 8 is down for everybody right now. All right, guys, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Carol's gonna sit here with you guys while I'm gone. All right, so Carol's gonna sit here and hang out with you guys.
Morning, guys. Yeah. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Morning. How's everyone doing? And the other thing is, if y'all are in like the Southeast Texas area, has everyone gotten their power back? Morning, everyone. The boss is here. Yeah, right. I think John would say he's the top 3 boss in the world, you know. That's a good idea. Get your walks in with the dogs before it gets too hot. It was good, Sam. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no, it was good. We stayed busy. There's always a lot of stuff to do up there, you know. We didn't lose power here in New York. Or I guess that's New York's, I don't know where NYS is. But had many tornadoes touch down from that storm. It was so scary. Where's NYS? Is it NYC or like New York City? Or New York State? Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw that the system kind of came up, and I think it even hit where we were in Michigan. But yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely back. I'm glad to be back. Most definitely. New York State. Yeah, it took me a second. I'm just now drinking my first cup of coffee, so I'm kind of slow this morning. 3 weeks. Yep, that's a lot. That's a long time to be without power, and especially in the summertime. Okay, New York, I guess close to Pennsylvania. That's good that you weren't affected, because my mother-in-law, John's mom, she still didn't have power. Well, actually, John just told me when I came in here, he said, I think my mom's power is back on, but yeah. Yeah, the weather's been crazy lately. Last hurricane was Matthew. Yeah, that was a pretty big one, I feel like. It was a big hurricane. Okay, John is back now. Yeah, it pays to have that generator, man. But they're such a pain in the butt to get installed and all the permits and everything. But anyways.
Yeah, we're back.
3 weeks with no power. It's dogs and cats.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, our power's been out. It's been chaos here. I think my mom's power's finally back, though, to be honest. So, at least when I check it this morning, it says it's back. Who knows if it's actually back or not? You know, I know they've been saying a lot of people's power is back, and it really wasn't. All right, baby.
Guys. Y'all have a good day, okay? Good luck in the market.
All right. Hey, let the dogs. Yeah, so I should have stayed in that Q short that I was in. Yeah, there's the Russell, though. The Russell has been doing better. Yeah, AMD's up there, too. I'm in AMD, I think, still. I'm not sure. No, I'm not in AMD anymore. I think I sold it a few weeks ago. MU, I'm in MU. Carol trades sometimes. Yeah, I know about Unity. Symbol U. Yeah, it might be time to buy them. Yeah, center point's just horrible, man. Like, center point is just horrible. Center point is just not good at all, bro. They're horrible. Like, they honestly, like, the lack of infrastructure they have here at a place in which hurricanes consistently hit is just bad. Yeah, it's just not good. So yeah, they're just not good, man, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm looking at everything else. I'm watching NVIDIA. I'm still in NVIDIA. I've been in them for a minute. GameStop's still trying to. We got 45 minutes until the market opens. You know, most of the earnings are already out this morning. Nasdaq's falling down some. I'm thinking about shorting here too. I don't know what I want to do here. Use the Q. Alright, so we're gonna get ready to day trade some too. We got this little range. All right, guys. So, still looking at everything. All right, so we're bouncing up some. So this is a 50K funded account. Part of me wants to short, but I'm also worried about ranging here. So we're going to take a couple small trades this morning. Trading micros. Take 3 contracts here. We probably need to add at least a couple more. Add a little bit more. We got 5 contracts here. See if we get a flush down. So we're down about 30 bucks here. I do think I can give it a little bit of time though. Yeah, Trade Evade's out. It's not just Apex, it's universally, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Center point is just terrible. What do you think about the Dow? Carol's good. She's just not passionate about the market, or I would have her more. Yeah. There we go. We're actually green here. We took a little time. We'll go ahead and take a piece of this off. Lock it in. We were patient. We waited for it, and it worked. We did have BlackRock, Goldman earnings. We're still pretty green here. I'll go ahead and take another piece off, lock that in. Just building up that cushion. We'll go ahead and cut it out. So we're up. Yeah, so we just made a little bit there. I'll take it. That's nice. All right, so the Empire State Manufacturing Index is out. All right, guys. I don't know what I want to do here either. Scammer sending friend request on Discord under Apex. Yeah, the people who end up falling for it, you know, it's not their fault, I guess, but like, honestly, look, I'm gonna try to think of the nicest way to put this, but like, you very quickly realize that like the world is full of not so smart people, right? Like the amount of people that fall for things that are so clearly red flags is very, very high. One thing that you look at, like one thing that you see when you look at the rest of the world is that you realize that not everybody has, again, I'm trying to think of the nicest way to put this. You got a lot of dumb people out there. Easiest way to put it. All right, so we did crack lows here. The Q break it down. I was shorting it way up here. I should have held it. It's kind of Darwinism to a certain extent, but it's also like, I know some of the scammers can get really tricky, like really sneaky, and like I know one of the ways they catch people the most is like they will take a bunch of old interviews from like Elon Musk's or whomever it is, right? Some famous celebrity, like business stock CEO or whomever it is, right? Sometimes it's like Jack Dorsey, and sometimes it's Elon Musk. Sometimes it's like the Kathy Wood and like all these famous stock people, and they'll take a bunch of old interviews and they'll splice up these old interviews and they make it really, really believable, and they'll have all these old interviews and they'll make it seem like it's a brand new interview, and then they'll live stream it and they'll send it thousands of bot viewers, right? So it looks legitimate. So for the normal person, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, Kathy Wood is doing an interview right now. This is great. Let me tune into Kathy Wood, see what she's got to say. And again, they just send it thousands and thousands of bot viewers. And so you think it's legitimate. You're like, oh man, this person's got 2,000, 3,000 people watching it. It's got to be real, right? And then somewhere along the lines, they'll try to send you to their website. You know, they'll try to send you to their website. And their website will it'll be doing a couple different things. It'll ask you to sign in to either your account, your brokerage, wherever. It'll ask you to send it crypto is another one. They'll say, oh, send us crypto and we're doing a giveaway, so we'll send you more crypto back. You'll never see your crypto again. It's either that or they'll send you to a Telegram pretending to be that person, right? So they'll send you to a Telegram and they'll pretend to be that person. And some people are so, like, for lack of a better word, like starstruck by these people, right? So they think they're talking to Kathy Wood. They think they're talking to Elon Musk or whomever it is. And, you know, when you want to believe something's true, you ignore a lot of red flags, confirmation bias, right? Like when you want to believe something's true, you want to believe you're talking to Kathy Wood. You want to believe you're talking to Elon Musk. This is how people get catfished. And it just catches a lot of people. Yeah, I report him every time too. No, most of them aren't deep fakes. Most of them are regular old interviews that they've done 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that look like that they just kind of take and edit together is what they usually do. Yeah, dude, some of them are sneaky. Again, I watched this channel called Catfish. It's a YouTube channel. It's called Catfish. My daughter and I's favorite show is Catfish, right? And so it's actually good that my daughter and I watched it together, because now my daughter understands, like, never believe anybody online, and which is a great thing to learn. Like, it's a necessary thing for her to learn, because she is very careful with it now. Like, she's very careful with it now. What happened? I'm looking for the channel. This was like a big channel too. Catfished is what it's called. So this channel Catfished, Catfished. You had this lady here, bro. This lady thought that she was talking to Johnny Depp, right? She was a biker lady. And like, I feel for her. I really do. This lady here thought she was talking to Johnny Depp and like left her husband and like did all this crazy stuff. And like, and Johnny Depp apparently needed money. He needed gift cards. You know, he needed her to buy him Walmart gift cards to prove her love to him. You know, she kind of deserved it, honestly. She left her man for him and like all this stuff. She kind of deserved it. I didn't have an ounce of empathy or sympathy for her, because she kind of deserved it. And so, but they're sneaky, bro. They'll get you. Like they had another guy, man, who was just like I think sometimes the most susceptible people are narcissists, because they had this other guy who thought that he was just king-ish. Like he thought he was just king of the world. Like he was bragging, like, yeah, you know, this girl, she just thought I was so handsome. You know, she wanted to be my crypto manager, you know, and now she's gonna send me 200K. And the guy's like, you know, you're never getting that money, right? And the guy, he's such in denial about it. Like there's some people that just are really susceptible to it. I don't even know if I could find this one. I don't even know where he's at. I gotta find it. They're entertaining though. I would watch them. There's a lot of really entertaining ones. Yeah, Johnny Depp needs those Target gift cards. Listen, to prove his love. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, deepfakes have gotten really good. It's honestly scary good. Yeah, they'll use Michael Saylor a lot with the scams too. They'll use Saylor a lot too. Yeah, trade of it is down. Yeah, well, I talk about it a lot. I talk about confirmation bias so much here. You know, I probably mention it multiple times every day, but it's really it's such a powerful thing. Confirmation bias is such like a powerful thing, and it's really interesting when you start to like study it, how many people just ignore glaringly obvious red flags because they want to believe something's true. Like either whether we're talking about like day trading gurus telling you that you can get rich if you just buy my day trading course, or whether you're talking about like, you know, this lady here who thinks that Johnny Depp is in love with her and needs her to send him Walmart gift cards to prove her love to him. You know, confirmation bias, again, such a strong thing. You know, when you want to believe something's true, you'll ignore a lot of red flags about it. Trading views down as well, or lagging some. All right, we got Big Papa Jerome Powell speaking today. Yeah. All right, so we're here. I don't know if I want to short this or not. We got 30 minutes until the market opens. Remember, we do have Powell today. It is earnings season as well. So now it's 9 a.m. Here's 9 a.m. You know, you gotta wonder what drives stalkers. Like, how can you get that obsessed with somebody, right? Like, I've experienced them myself. My wife has experienced a couple too. But like, it's just strange how people can get that obsessed with somebody else. It's just odd, man. You gotta wonder the psychology of it. Like, what drives people to get this obsessed? Like, is it OCD? Jealousy. Yeah. Powell speaks at 12:15, 12:30 today. It's a little bit later. Yeah, so like I think it's technically scheduled for 12:30 for Powell. All right, I'm gonna short this. See if we get a breakdown real quick here. The problem I see is Nvidia starting to pop up though. Let's see if we can make some money real quick. We already got a little bit of a cushion here on the day. Problem is Nvidia's pushing up. This is probably bad for me here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it. So we're out. We're basically flat on the day here on this position. Demons. Yeah. Yeah. Again, we've had a couple people. We had a neighbor that was obsessive over my wife that was just kind of like, I think he was old and he just didn't, maybe him and his wife were struggling and like, you know, he, you know, again, like it's this big long story. I've told it here on the stream numerous times. I don't mind telling it too because it's important for people to kind of understand. Like, Carol tried to be nice to the old guy. Like you know, and I've said it before. If you're 60, 70, 80 years old, and you got a 20-something-year-old being nice to you, it's probably not because she's actually interested in you like that. It's probably just because you're old and she's being nice to the older person, which is polite. You know, but I think sometimes people are so desperate to believe that it's true that they end up ignoring signs. And like this guy had messaged her a couple inappropriate things and she kind of came to me and she was like, hey, does this message seem weird to you? And my first response was yes, it definitely seems off, like strange, like don't respond back, like ignore this guy from now on. And so she stopped messaging him. And then he just got really obsessive. Then he would start showing up at her door, knocking at her door. Then he started, you know, texting back constantly, even though we were getting no responses. And it got even stranger. Like, the whole thing just got really weird. We had to basically cease contact with him. I had to tell him to just stay off our freaking property. And it just got really off, man. But again, you got to wonder what drives people. All right, we got this big upwick. I might short this. We still got 25 minutes left. Yeah, I'm shorting this again, one contract. I might add another contract to it too, but we'll see. Yeah, and I think it really kind of goes to show that, like, you got to be careful, you know? Being nice to people is great. but people can take it the wrong way and do take it the wrong way. All right, so we're in short. There we go. All right, we just took half off, locked it in. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and get the rest out there. So yeah, we should be up like something on the day. Let me see. Yeah, we're up a little bit on the day. That's nice. We'll take it. We were correct about it. I don't know if I kind of want to short this again, though. Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing got really weird. Gold? Where's gold at? I haven't even looked at gold, really. I don't know what Powell's going to be talking about at noon. He's going to be talking about the economy in some way or another. He's doing a discussion with the Stanford. Let me see what it is. It's a discussion with... Yeah, with David Rubenstein at the Economic Club of Washington. I've done this. I've covered this before. Let me see how long it was before. Like I said, I've covered this before. I'm going to short this up here. I actually like this short. Maybe try to adding to it too. Yeah, so I got Powell. I've covered this. I think last year I covered this. Yeah, so I think this is it here. Let me see. Alright, so we're down a little bit. I'm going to add to this and see if we get a rejection here in futures. We got a little bit of a cushion, so we're kind of flat on the day. I just want to see if we reject here. I'm trying to look at the last Powell speech that we had. Yeah, the last one lasted about 2 hours. Man, that was the Economic Club of New York. What is this one? This is the Economic Club of Washington. Let me look at the same time last year. A lot of time they're at the same time. Alright, so we're slightly green now. I want to build up a little bit more profit here if I can. There we go. Alright, we just took half off, locked it in. We got one contract left here. There we go. Alright, so now we're up about 170 bucks on the day. We got a really nice trade there. Here's the P&L. So we caught the short that we wanted. We're up about 160. I'll take it. Should have boxed though, man. I mean, honestly, he was this little bitty guy. Like, he was pretty short. He kind of looked like Santa Claus, but like, he was maybe like 5'5", 5'6". He was very short. Like, I could have taken him, you know. But again, like, it's not about like. There's other stuff that you got to like. He was my neighbor. Like, it was already weird. You know, you don't really want to poop where you sleep. The only analogy I can think of. And so, yeah, it's better to try to keep it civil, but because everything he was doing was kind of plausibly deniable, right? Like, he was weird and off and strange, but if I would have like confronted him too much about it, he had plausible deniability, and so he would have just been like, you know, he's just off, just very strange, kind of obsessive man. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he had cameras like watching our house and like being like just a very strange man. You know, he didn't really get along with the rest of our neighbors either, which should have been a negative sign. Like, the rest of our neighbors didn't like him either. Well, no, I told him. I had to tell him off a few times. I'm not, you know. Yeah, no jiu-jitsu today. Yeah, gold right now. Gold's at 2,400, but gold's been pushing towards highs. And so gold's still looking pretty solid right now. Like, gold futures currently at over $2,400. It's getting pretty close. The lifetime highs for gold are 2,454. We're at 24.17 right now. So gold's pushing towards highs. Got up to 24.26 earlier this morning too. So like, we're getting there. Yes, we got Powell at 12:30. Just wonder how long this is going to take, the Powell thing. And again, guys, if you haven't already, I'm day trading on Apex, so we just made that 100 and something bucks on Apex. Apex is a funded account program in futures. I think TradeAvate is down currently. But Rhythmic is what I'm using here. And again, Apex, they give you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account. If you pass the test with the demo, they fund you the same amount, between 150 to 300K. You can get this for 35 bucks right now. You can also get the 25K one for 35 bucks right now. You got to make 1,500 in profit without losing 1,500. It comes with real-time data as well as a Ninja Trader license, which if you're going to pay for real-time data yourself, it's going to cost about the same, about 35 bucks, right? So the value is there. It's similar payment. It's similar to what a real-time data paper account would cost. But if you pass it, you get 25K in funding with a 90% split. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for, which is 35 bucks, roughly. Again, they're a sponsor of mine. They pay me money, but they're one of the most legit. They've paid out over $230 million to their traders. And in the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, gold. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. There's just no PDT rule in futures. You check them out right here. Use my coupon code BT. We'll get you the max discount. We're waiting for the opening bell in about 17 minutes. I feel like I heard this song already. IBM. I don't know. IBM is a stock that I'm like, I don't know what they do anymore. You know, I know IBM was big in the 90s and the 80s. I don't know what they do right now. You know, like, I don't know what the company does. I know somebody said they got into servers. What did they get into? What does IBM do? Somebody in chat teach me, because I really don't know. Somebody said they got into something. Like, they got into software, maybe? Let me use AI and look this up. What does IBM as a company do? Cloud. They got into the cloud computing is what they did. Yeah. So, I mean, they might be doing okay if they're in the cloud and AI systems. So AI says that they are in AI and analytics, cloud computing, IT infrastructure, software, consulting, quantum computing, blockchain, research and development, hardware. Basically tech is what they're in. Yeah. I mean, I think those are I think cloud, AI, software, all very good things to be in. I'm trying to look at their long-term chart. You know, their yearly chart, they are still very green. Graphene might replace silicon. Yeah. So how about Game of Thrones, man? House of Dragon's getting good, dude. Honestly, the problem I have with House of Dragon is I kind of know how it ends, and I feel like they're drawing it out too long. So like the last episode like that came on yesterday, nothing really happened. It was kind of boring. And I know big things happened the day before, but I think they're drawing it out too long, you know. All blue chips are down. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to put out spoilers. I already know what happens, but please don't spoil it in chat. I know. I mean, again, Cal said I couldn't finish the first season of the House of Dragon. It all seems so boring. I mean, listen, I think you got to remember, George R.R. Martin's one of the best writers, but what he thrives in is character development. And so the first season is going to be boring until the end, right? Like the first season is going to be boring. Why? Because they have to build those characters. They have to develop those characters. If they rush it, one of the biggest criticisms of Game of Thrones was rushing the last few seasons. They're not trying to make that mistake, but because of that, it takes like they got to build characters. What are your thoughts on super micro semiconductors? I don't know, man. Super micro semis. I like it, but I also think a lot of these are up way too much for me to feel comfortable investing in them right now. I think a lot of these are just simply up way too much for me to like. Nah, Game of Thrones was great. Game of Thrones 1 through 6 is the best series there's ever been, in my opinion. It's my favorite series of all time. Season 1 through 7, maybe. Season 8 was rushed, but it was still good. I still liked it. Is Trade Evade still down? Let me check. I can check for you. Yeah, Trade Evade's still down. It's got to be something with Trade Evade itself. All right, guys, 9 minutes left. We got the opening bell. You guys ready? Yeah, trader base down. We got Powell speaking in a couple hours too, so. I'm excited for earnings season. Earnings season is coming out soon. You can see the Nasdaq's been in this little choppy sideways range all morning. 8 minutes left is to the open too. Yeah, honestly, this year's flying by, to be honest. We're already in earnings season too. Like, it's already it's already so freaking late in the year, man. I'm getting old, is what I realized. Like, I'm getting old, you know. I mean, I'm proud of where I am and like life is good, but like I'm getting old, man. My kids are getting old. That's the scariest part, when your kids start to get older and older and older. Oof. Carol and I probably gonna be having another baby pretty soon, but kids are getting old, you know. Market can go up or down today, but also sideways. Yeah, definitely can go sideways. Could also go up or down for sure. Top 3 directions in the world right now. I'm in my mid-30s. My daughter's a teenager though. My son's 10. You know, they're getting old fast. Yeah, I mean, maybe we might have choppiness today because Powell speaks at noon. It might not though. It depends on how much people think it's going to affect the market. So we don't know. We don't know how much it's going to affect things. We'll see. I mean, in theory, we could have sideways action leading into Powell. And so I guess that's what I'm going to try to trade, is choppy sideways neutral action. Unless we get like a big volume spike or something like that. Then we'll see what happens on the other end of it. Mid-30s? I know. I'm still young. I know. I'm leaning short because of that candle. Which candle? This one? Mid-30s is physical peak? Yeah. I don't know. I think it depends. Mid-30s is really not the physical peak. I think when you're younger, you're stronger. It's hard to explain. So, like, the reason it might be your physical peak, I guess, is because you're more coordinated. Like, I wasn't nearly as coordinated when I was in my teenage years versus how I am now. I'm much more coordinated now than when I was young. So I think your coordination gets better, but your like fast twitch gets slower. You start to slow at 35, you know. But after 35, you go downhill, you know. Your chin goes, like, everything starts to go after 35. All right, guys, 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes left. Powell speaks in, let's see, it's 9:30 market time roughly. We're gonna stream it. We're gonna stream about an hour before he starts, maybe a little bit earlier. Get ready for it. Powell speaking on the economy. Top 3 worst young person ever in the world for sure. Definitely top 3. Youngest old 35-year-old person in the world right now. I'm not actually 35 either, but 8 years till I'm 35. Yeah. Not to physical peak. I'm early 40s, Big Ten college athlete. I'm in better shape now. The nutrition supplements and recovery knowledge is so much better than the early 2000s. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm a long distance running professional and you come into your prime in your 30s. Maybe in some ways. In terms of brute strength, fast twitch reactions, you know, I disagree in terms of a lot of ways. It depends, right? It depends. Like, you're stronger, you have more brute force, you have better fast twitch reactions when you're young than when you're older. You know, when you're older, you probably have a little bit, I don't know. I'll have to look it up, to be honest. I'm trying to think of, like, jiu-jitsu terms. Like, you know, I'll roll with some people, like some young kids, and they're just strong, right? But I guess it varies depending on the person. You know, I can look at like MMA and UFC. In MMA and UFC, fighters generally start to fall off after 33, 34. They start to lose their chin. They start to lose their power. They start to lose their speed. Speed is probably... Power might increase as you get older. Speed probably decreases as you get older. So you lose your speed is probably the biggest way that you don't hit your physical peak in your mid-30s. You lose your speed. Your speed decreases. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. We got 2 minutes. Yeah, we're going to get a couple trades in. Look at that big red candle here. We're going to get a couple trades in and then get ready for the Powell speech. All right, 2 minutes. GNS stock looks like a horrible, horrible penny stock that has wildly decreased for the last few years. It was at $36 a share in 2022. It's now at 24 cents a share. It's one of the worst looking penny stocks in the market right now, despite its small little baby gap up to 30 cents. I would just never touch it or buy it. It looks like a horrible, horrible company you should never, ever, ever buy. And again, if you got wrapped up somewhere along the line, you got wrapped up in buying stuff like this and investing into these companies, somewhere you've been misled, sir. Yeah, Nvidia. Chad, Nvidia dipping under the 200 EMA VWAP level. Very choppy range, though. We got 1 minute left until the market opens. So huge potential? No. It's almost certainly going to fail, and it's probably being sold to rookie traders on how it's some great company, but it's a terrible, terrible company. Tesla starting to pull back a little bit. Nvidia starting to dip a little bit. Here's the opening bell, guys. We got 40 seconds. Yeah, Powell speaks at 12 o'clock. We're going to be streaming it live, so hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We'll be streaming it live like we always do. All right, guys, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, guys, there's the opening bell. Apple moving. All right, look at Nvidia fall. Yeah, Apple got up to 236s. Apple looks pretty strong. My average price in Apple's 168. So pretty good entry there. Nike's falling back down a little bit. All right, market's starting to bounce here. Look at the NASDAQ shoot up. Q is trying to move up too. Tesla falling down some. Look at Tesla down to 255s. Part of me wants to short. All right, I'm short, but it's probably a... There we go. All right, we're out somehow. I don't know what I was thinking buying this close to the opening bell. Somehow we're green. We're up 165 on the day. I need to wait and let a couple minutes pass and let the market stabilize first. It looks chaotic. Powell speaks later on. This looks weak. Yeah, I should have short. Maybe I should have stayed in my short. Look at the surge back up. Yeah, choppy. I would avoid this trading altogether if you're trying to trade this. Q's pushing up a little bit though. Q's pushing up. Wow. All right. We're a couple minutes into the open. All right, we're short. All right, we just made about $70 here. We're up about 240 on the day. Very volatile day. This is our P&L right now. We got a 4.5 to 1 win-loss ratio. Apple's breaking highs. Looks good. I don't know if the market just wants Powell to speak or what, but I don't know when Powell. Powell's speaking at noon today, chat, noon. All right. All right, so yeah, big pop up. I might short this, but the Q's starting to move back up too. Tesla's bouncing back too. I was a little bit late. I'm gonna wait now, I guess. I like the top of the range that we're at. All right, we're short. All right, we're out. Scalped a little bit more. We're up about 260 on the day. There's the big pullback. Again, here's my P&L on the day. We're up about 260 in our 50K funded account on Apex. Powell speaks again in about a few hours. Here it's 9:30. He speaks in about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Tesla's shooting up. Looks good. Nike's still falling down, looking weak. Added a little bit more to Nike, but again, we're not going to add more. We're only in 70 shares, so let's see what my total risk is. Yeah, my risk is 5K, so even if we lose 20%, we're still only losing about $1,000. So we'll be all right. All right, Nvidia's starting to turn all the way back down here. Tesla looks strong though, but again, Nvidia, the Q, the Nasdaq all start to look weak here. Again, the question is, are we choppy today? I guess is the question. My dogs are barking in the background. Yeah, I think we're getting choppiness is what we look like today, guys. Again, here's the Nasdaq bouncing right back at the bottom of the range. Q was pretty flat. Tesla's strong. Nvidia's weak since the opening bell, but mostly just choppy behavior today. Hey, later, Zach. Hey, bud. Love you, man. Have a good day at school, buddy.
Not school.
Have a great day, dude. Huh?
Not school, man.
Have a good day, bud. All right. Again, market's pretty flat right now. Q's flat. Tesla looks strong. Again, not much is going on. I think the whole market might fear Powell speaking live today. So Powell speaks live today. We'll see how that goes. Is Apple turning weak? Yeah, so outside of that, we have retail sales data tomorrow. Yeah, Apple turned all the way back down too. But again, the Nasdaq, I believe we're just moving flat right now. Sideways choppiness. That's kind of what we've been playing too. And again, if you want to check out Apex, Apex is a funded account program in futures. They give you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass the test with the demo, they fund you with a regular account. This is what you see me day trading on. This is what you see me up on an actual $50,000 funded account. I am up almost $300 today. We got a 5-to-1 win-loss ratio. The pattern that we use is very simple. We look to trade choppiness ahead of big economic releases. Today we have Powell speaking at noon, so it's very probable that we're going to get price action like this. And so what we do is we buy the bottom, cover at the top. Maybe we'll short the top, cover at the bottom. We do this over and over again, attacking that sideways range, and it seems to work really well. We use it in these funded account programs a lot. Again, if you want to check out Apex, it's one of the most legit funded programs. They give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo. If you pass the test with the demo, they fund you the same amount. The base one, they give you a 25K demo. If you can make $1,500 in profit without losing $1,500 first and following their rules, they fund you $25K with a 90% split. If you lose, you're only out $35. It's not the end of the world. You can also get the $150, $250, and $300K challenges for the same price, $35, $40. You just got to use my coupon code BT Beginner Trading. Here's the link. Check it out. Trade Evade's down right now. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. We don't have much going on. I'm green. I don't want to give this back. I don't want to give back my profit chat. And so I'm not going to give this back. I love you all. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys. Again, we're going to be back in 2 hours time. 2 hours. We got Big Papa Jerome Powell speaking. We will be streaming the entire thing completely live on stream like we always do. So we're going to be streaming Powell's speech again today at noon. Powell speaks at noon at 12:30, I believe, Eastern Standard Time is when he's scheduled to actually go live. We're going to be streaming this fully live. We'll be back in a couple hours. Y'all be good. Again, stick around. I'll see you guys later. We'll be back.